Sure.
Congratulations, counselor. Yet another win.
You're the famous Yoshi Lomax.
I don't know what it is you did, but I can promise you, he is going down.
Well, where have I heard that before?
I'm just a bad woman. Do whatever I want. I don't need no help. Don't want to be no. I'm just a
Miss Lomax is now considered a fugitive of the United States. Catching fugitives is my business, which makes her my suspect.
Here's a letter from the mayor on Louis Santana's behalf. There's cash in there as well.
Mr. Santana is to be released upon processing. You know, I can be disbarred for life and in prison for this.
Would it be easy to get rid of? It's as good as gone. So let's toast to success.
Yo, what up? What up?
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Quick start.
Yeah.
Clark
So
Brothers, Raising Kanan, episode 7.
Season 5, episode 7.
And I'm gonna tell you something. I think not for the first time. It's gonna be probably second or third time. There's a lot to unpack. I am not happy at all with this episode. When we got to start unpacking things in hindsight now. The one thing that we talked about a couple of weeks ago that we said, nah, these writers are just too good. There's no way they're going to allow that to happen. And they did. They did. Yep. And, we're going to start and go over everything that happened. Still a lot of, one thing about the Power universe, and I have to say this, as good as the writers are, whatever, they, you know how in sports they're like, oh, certain people are better, during crunch time and better in the playoffs and better in clutch situations. Power has seemed to, when it comes down to the clutch, like the last 2 episodes and the last episode, I can't really think, maybe other than OG Power, the last episodes, for some reason, they always seem to leave loose ends. Now, OG Power didn't really leave any loose ends. They killed Ghost.
No.
They left. They killed Keisha. They didn't really leave any loose ends. They left a lot of questions unanswered, but they didn't really leave any loose ends. There was loose ends left in Forest. There was loose ends left. There was a whole lot left in Ghost. Mm-hmm. And now, this situation, you start thinking about things that, and you say, why did they come into play? What was the sense of adding deep people to the storyline? Like Raising Kanan did it with the Rock's baby, something like that. Like what was the point?
Yeah.
If Unique never was going to find out, what was the point of showing that she was pregnant? There was no point,
And I got one that happened this episode. What was the point of her going to look for Unique at Vanessa's house?
Right. I think what she was doing, I think she was trying to speak with Vanessa to try to link up with Unique because she had no connection. She's just looking for the last anything possible. Or Vanessa, she's trying to find out about Unique or whatever, because remember, she has nobody left. And I found myself again, from season 1 all the way up until here, I've been rock. I hate to say it, but episode 7, season 5, I was saying, you know what? Fuck that. Leave Marvin. Just kill Rock. I found myself saying that I'd rather just see Rock go because she's still she's still on this Kanan BS and everything that's falling apart. And Marvin is pouring his heart out to her, trying to tell her, you don't care about me, and she doesn't. She doesn't. She doesn't care about Marvin. She don't care about Lou. She didn't care about her mother. The only people she cared about is Kanan. The only person she cared about is Kanan. And let's just get into it. This another thing is another loose end is Aisha. What was the point? You could have saved those
unnecessary.
scenes.
Yeah, you could save those minutes, those scenes, and everything else. She's back to being puke box, by the way.
Right, she's back to puke box. So when it comes on, they don't show. I they come on with the gun at Kanan's head. They don't even show what happened. But what they did do is exactly how I said could be the other way to play it. She meets up with Rock and Marvin and basically tells them, you lied to me. Yeah. We're done. Your son tried to break into my house, this, that, and the third. Yeah. So kind of like what I said was going to happen as far as that goes. So she basically lets you know what was said without telling what was said.
Right.
So
yeah,
that's that.
So they saved a little time with that, but I like that she says to her, the only reason why you're not dead is because of your brother. Ironically, yeah. She's like, only because of your brother, the only reason why you're not dead already. Obviously, because she likes Marvin. Yeah, and she, crazy. Even though, so I mean, moving forward from that, I mean, it's. I'm gonna be honest with you. I mean, we can skim through the episode, but we all know what we're here to talk about. But
yeah, I mean,
because
we have to go through, what, of course, Garcia. Now he's feeling kind of bad. He finds out that Baptiste was under. He knew he was under investigation. They'd seen him. They found out that he was having a heated conversation with him. They want to question him. He basically doesn't, say anything negative about Baptiste. And then, like I thought he would do, goes back to Marvin and Juke, lets Marvin know that the police are up to him. So, again, the FBI is investigating him. Now, what's her name? She'll probably end up coming to Marvin's funeral, another death for the little girl that she has to deal with. So Garcia goes back, basically tells them we're done here. Looked like somebody was watching him too.
Probably the feds. Who knows?
Right. They may end up arresting Garcia or something like that. So what did come back into play that seemed skeptical in there was the person buying Rock's building. He turned out to be some money launderer or what have you. And now the feds are saying, yeah, what's up, Black Beto, what's up? Now the feds are saying that Rock, the buyer is telling people that Rock and him was in on it, and the real estate broker flipped on Rock, which I do agree with her. I do think they're making that up, to try to get her to flip. But the whole thing with and again, this lawyer, she's got a new lawyer, so that's who that guy was, that mystery guy she was talking to. She's got a new lawyer, and they're bringing up that get out of jail free card that they kind of offered her 2 seasons ago. or maybe it was last season before her lawyer got killed, pretty much they want her to flip on Stefano. Now that you see how things are playing out, Rock, that might not be a bad idea. You know, that might not, that will probably be the only thing that saves your life, because everybody is after her. Everybody wants her dead. She ain't got nobody fucking with her no more. She ain't got nobody to sell her work, as she says. So everybody is gone. All right. Now, the thing that we were waiting on from last week, Juke finds out we're all gonna kill. Juke finds out that about snaps and pops. She tells Kanan, and pretty much like I said in my predictions, Kanan acted as though like he really didn't care. Now he's saying Fame deserved it. But I guess maybe he was just, because he actually went to Snaps and Pops and mentioned it to them, which was a stupid move, because he was gonna, what they were gonna say.
Yeah, he lying. They just say, "Hey, lying to you, son."
He lying to you, son.
Come on,
oh, maybe they are lying to me. I don't know what to think. Like,
man, how long are you gonna make this dude be stupid? You know what I mean? Just like,
but Breeze wasn't smart. Breeze has been way smarter than you.
Yeah.
Breeze, for him to saying Breeze was strong, but he wasn't smart. No, sir. You're strong and not smart, because anybody can manipulate you. Stefano and K gonna get it. Stefano and K. What's his name? Hafiz? Is that what you mean? Stefano and K. Hafiz.
No, he said he probably says Stefano and Kay gonna get her.
Yeah, who's
Kanan.
Kay?
Kanan.
Oh, Kanan?
Yeah.
Now I can't see
unless they mean Rock gonna kill Stefano and Kay gonna get her. That's what maybe it means. That.
Oh, Rock's gonna kill Stefano and Kay's gonna get her. But they
What? I didn't hear you. It's like you. I think you're having some technical difficulties. I can't hear you anymore. Or am I having technical difficulties?
Or maybe Stefano kills Rock. Rock might be trying to save Kanan, of course, as usual, from Stefano or Hafiz, whoever else, the Italians. She might jump in, they may do the whole jump in front of the bullet thing, and then Kanan ends up killing Stefano or what have you. And then maybe that's
at this point, somebody maybe he thinks maybe Kanan will get blamed for snap and pop. Because no one's gonna know that Jukebox killed them except maybe him. He would know, but everyone else might think he's involved with it or behind it.
Especially since they asked him to kill his family.
Right.
So maybe that's what you may think.
Well, Breeze ain't gonna care because they basically dumped Breeze.
Right. It's it's a lot. Now, of course, like I said, the wasted scenes with Aisha, I really don't even know what's the point of her, unless, like I said, the Aisha and Flossie situation, right? Unless next week, Flossie does try to come at this girl, and because somehow or another, her and Kanan got to link back up. So maybe after he kept saying, I kept telling you, Flossie ain't gonna do nothing to you, maybe Flossie actually does come for her, and then Kanan ends up killing Flossie.
Yeah, I mean, I have a feeling that we're not gonna see Flossie no more, but yeah, I mean, they have to me. I think that's. I mean, I don't know. At this point, they've lost me, so I don't know. But to me, that seems like a waste of time. Here's Flossie, a character that just came in this season. We don't care about her. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, like we have characters that we care about that you still need to put some time into. And not saying that that isn't going to happen. That might happen, but you had the perfect opportunity to get Flossie out of there right after this season, right after this episode. She said we're done, and she walked away, and then that's that. Now I know him and her, obviously her and Kanan is going to link up again, but I think they're just going to link up again because she'll probably find out she's pregnant, and she'll probably just come back to him because she's going to find out she's pregnant. Or
Now,
or maybe Rock. We remember we predicted this before. Maybe Rock is gonna go to kill her, and she's gonna tell Rock that she's pregnant.
now, you know, then we have, and I have such an issue with this. They go and make like these dudes are so untouchable. Their security is so tight. Where was the security when jukeboxes come to smoke them in in the middle of nowhere? I thought they were so tough to get to. Jukebox just simply follows them. They're walking in the
Yeah.
street, no security.
In the damn
No security. Where's the security?
Yeah.
They when they're in a public place, when they're in a restaurant, they got security at the front, security at the back. But you're walking in the street.
Yeah, it was once again. This is what I said.
No
This is what I feared. This is what I feared. They, the writers put themselves in a position to have to. That was to me. I like. It was satisfying to see Juke kill them, but the way it all went down to me was it felt too fast.
Very
It was
very
underwhelming, man. And it's like, so you just committed to going full scumbag on Kanan. So Kanan ain't getting no retribution for nothing. Because he just don't care about nothing. So he's not getting any retribution for nothing. Juke got the retribution basically for both of the people that was taken from Kanan, Famous and Crystal, with no one even mentioned Crystal anymore. So it's like she got retribution for both by killing those two. It was funny how she killed them though, all quick. But I'm just sitting there like, okay, that was quick, because it had to be quick because they waited too goddamn long to bring this around. And I don't understand why why this happened this way, man. And it's like you said at the top of the show, top of this stream, they always do themselves like this, man, in these power shows. Now, some of it has just to educate people on how television works. Some of it's not always their fault. Some of it is because they don't. When you get renewed for another season, or when you get canceled, you very rarely get a lot of notice. Like, in the past, they've had 10 episodes, right? Haven't they had 10 episodes in the past in this?
Yeah.
Or they've always did it. Yeah. They've had 10 episodes. They, with a lot of times when you get canceled, they tell you what it is. Now, granted, they may have written this season for 10 episodes, because you write the seasons ahead of time, which is why, we have things like the original plan and stuff like that, because we know that these shows get written over a whole bunch of times. But they probably wrote the season out for 10 seasons, 10 episodes, like they always do. But it's the network that says, nah, you only get 8. You got to wrap it up at 8. So I'm sure that's probably why it took them so
the writer's job to make the right adjustments and make the
Yeah,
right
they
edit.
have no. It's. I'm not giving them off the hook. I'm just saying they definitely. This is what's happening. You know, and that's probably why the season took so long because they probably had to do a lot of reshoots and stuff like that because this whole thing, you know, it just went too fast. It was very, it's everything has to unfold so fast because we came into this episode with so many more people still living. That's why you had, you know, two major, players in this. Well, three if you count. I count Snap and Pop as one, but you know that's why you had two major deaths from characters because they, once again, like my saying, like I always say, they kind of get right themselves into a corner, and then, but it's just like so. I want to say this when we talk about so let's finish going through the episode so we can get to what we really here to talk about.
All right, if Kane, we'll answer that question once this question right here we'll answer after we get to that. So
Which is a good question.
That we go through, and like I said, they go to Breeze. They tell Breeze that they want Kanan, to kill his people. Then, ironically, after they tell him that, they find out about a side business and they say, "You're done." I mean, so they pretty much cut him off. And then, you're going to be replaced. I mean, who are you going to replace him with? You just told them that he wanted him to kill Kanan, want to kill his people. Kanan says he'll kill Rock. Breeze got into a shootout with Marvin. Pretty much had Marvin take off because Breeze pretty much
killed all his people. He killed his whole people.
Yep, and got Marvin running. And so Kanan is unaware that Jukebox had followed Snap and Pop after she said, "Do you want to get retribution for it?" He basically said no. The girl came and alerted him that she's about to do something dumb, and she following them. Daytime, goes, smokes them, leaves them both out there in broad daylight. Smoked them very easy. All of these power king pins and queen pins, boy, I tell you, they sure do go out easy. All these big time people, they sure do get killed rather easy. And when we thinking that, it's gonna be tough to kill him, it's gonna be tough to kill this one, it's gonna be tough to kill that one. I mean, so I don't know, man. I'm just disappointed. And like I said, and I'm not afraid to say it, I'm sure the power glazers are going around. Oh my God, such crazy episode. Oh, Kanan, and like I said, I knew that it had to be another person to him kill for him, and I knew he was going to say it again. If you didn't hate me before, I knew he was going to say it after he did what he did. I said the only thing that was keeping me from saying maybe he didn't kill Marvin was knowing the relationship with him and Juke. So now, if he don't lie to Juke next episode, it makes totally no sense that she helped him later.
Well, he's gonna lie to her. We know that, but to me, it's just like why would she believe the lie? He's the prime suspect. He has every reason to kill Marvin. Even more so, yeah, okay, Stefano, all of those guys, they want to have him killed and all of that. And that's what they're probably going to blame it on. I just think for you to take these characters and just make them so dumb. Kanan is supposed to have been, from day one, he's supposed to have been, yeah, he may not be, he wasn't super street smart, but he got a good head on his shoulders. They established that in the first episode. I mean, the first season. And by this time now, it's like, come on, bro. So they're gonna do that with Jukebox. So Jukebox isn't smart enough to figure that Kanan was involved with killing Marvin. And broad open daylight at the church. Nobody saw him apparently. Pastor just walked out right before he walked in. So nobody saw him go in. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, it's just I don't know. Obviously he's gonna lie to her, and she's obviously never going to know that Kanan killed her father. I guess that's how we just have to accept that as fans of the Power universe. We just, to me, it's insulting. It's insulting, to expect us as fans to accept that. But you got to understand, with Power, unfortunately, certain things you just gotta either let go or whatever, because they just keep missing the mark with these situations. So I mean, at this point, I'm gonna be honest with you, you might as well let him kill Rock, because in hindsight, he's done wiped out his entire bloodline. Other than, we don't know what's gonna happen to Rock, but
wanted to save Tariq, who ain't supposed to be his bloodline.
Right. Exactly. But he wanted to save Tariq. He killed his essentially the last person in his bloodline to save Tariq.
That came and saved him from dying.
Yeah. Right. And then ultimately, I guess the irony is, the same person he wanted that he saved ended up being his demise and getting him killed by setting him up with the cops. He knew that Kanan wasn't going to go back to jail, so he knew that. So he knew setting him up with the cops was just going to basically, death by suicide by cop. So, but
everybody here to talk about is, again, we kind of knew that he was either going to jail or dying because of the way it has been set up all through the season. His interviews, he ended up in the chair. She might find out she allegedly gave Kanan his neck scar as a kid. Yeah, that neck scar thing is done. They're not doing that.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up, because this is where the writers disappointed me. And I understand why I don't understand, but I see why they decided to ignore what Courtney Kemp said, because Courtney Kemp, that was never written anywhere. It was never said in any show. Courtney Kemp said it in an interview. But, from thinking from my writer's brain, I'm trying to implement that. You have the lore right in front of you. You have it. You know that according to the creator of this universe, Jukebox gave Kanan the scar on his neck. Why not find a way to work that in? You could have did it. It could have been a simple thing. They could have handled this in season 1 if they wanted to, but they didn't. And then you ignore, not only that, you're ignoring other things that was given to you to work with. So, I mean, we don't know what's going to happen with Rock, but the whole thing about seeing my mom's, we know he was probably lying, but the line itself becomes a throwaway line. But that's an actual line that was written in a script that you have something to work with behind that. So it could still turn out to what we said.
Make
It could
it in the grave, like we always say.
Yeah, it could have seen her in the grave. But in order for him to have to go see his mother in the grave or anywhere else, this last episode, there has to be some sort of amends making. There has to be. Even if she dies, there has to be something. Because if he hates his mother, what's he going to see her for? Even in the grave. What are you going to see his mother's grave for if he hates her the way he hates her? And it's just like, yeah, I don't know. It's they have a lot of trouble when it comes to sticking the landing.
You can't close like LeBron. Like you have a lot of problems closing the deal. It really this last season, and I'm gonna say roughly the last couple of episodes, that it's just not been good writing. And I know a lot of people try to throw them bail by saying, well, they didn't know that they didn't know that they were going to do Raise the Cannon back then. Okay, yeah, but you're doing Raise the Cannon. So it's your job. You've been knowing that you're going to do Raise the Cannon since around season 4 of OG Power. When around season 4 came or season 5 started, they knew then they were going to do Raising Kanan. So now it's your job to go back to all the episodes that Kanan was in, all the episodes Jukebox was in, and take the parallels and some of the things that they said and make sure you implement this somehow in Raising Kanan. So it's going to just be a retcon thing with the scar because everybody's already saw pictures of him in Origins and he has no scar. So are you going to make Jukebox come back and give him the scar later on when she figures out? So now that's probably going to be the way she leaves town. That money that she's going to get from the pastor.
Yeah.
That's how she's going to leave town. And now of course and she may leave with Aisha. Maybe that's the reason why they brought her back.
Maybe
because she basically said that that the only reason she was staying was because of Marvin. Well, now Marvin's gone, so she might go back. Now, Black Beetle said she might find out she gave Kanan the scar as kids. It doesn't look like they're doing that. It doesn't look like they're doing that. It looks as though like they're just going to just retcon it and act as though it never happened.
Yeah. So when what was that other question where they said that they was talking about would he have killed Marvin if he knew that Snapping Pops was killed or something like that? There was a question.
Yeah, he said so he said if Kanan knew Snap and Pop were dead and just fired
Breeze,
would he have still killed Marvin? Maybe not, because he seems like he was just killing Marvin just because they told him to kill him. He wasn't even really into. He even said he don't even really got beef like that with his uncle. Well,
yeah, he said he got more beef with his mother than he do with his uncle.
So if you ain't really got beef like that, why did you go kill him? Why did you track him down and kill him?
And he even said to Marvin, it's bigger than that, because he said, oh, just because I smacked you around, that's what you're gonna do? And he's like, oh, it's bigger than that, And that's why what Marvin said was true. It turned out true. He's like, because you ain't gonna have nobody. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna die alone because you ain't gonna have nobody. And you go ahead and did it. Be all right. Yeah, I mean, it's just like, so they just decided to go full scumbag with Kanan and
That's everybody's
make
feelings.
make him.
They know everybody's everybody's favorite character. Sasha Penn
Well, I
said
mean,
feelings.
let me make this clear. As a writer, I'm not mad that Marvin is dead. Meaning that happens. You know, taking away your favorite character, that happens in the writer's room. I just don't like the way all of this works out because of the way what we already know from the power universe, which what the writers should consider, it just didn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to make Kanan be the one that kill him. If he would have got killed by someone else, anyone else, as much as he's my favorite character, I don't have a problem with that because this is the life they chose. There's only two ways out. So, uh, so just to be clear, I'm not angry just because Marvin dies. I'm angry because this this writers team has been the best in a long time in the universe, in the power universe. And because of whatever the case may be, they just really are having trouble sticking the land like most of the time the power shows do. So that's my thing. And like I said, some of it has to do with being canceled and not knowing, till whatever time. But they have to. They probably already wrote the whole season. Probably had to go back and do a lot of rewrites, as most of these shows do. That's not an excuse for them. They should have. That still has to. Even if you add, okay, if you add 2 more episodes to this season, maybe the season balances out better. But everything is feeling so rushed. So now you just got Rock left. Everyone's gonna assume that she's probably going because they're setting up all this stuff with her getting in trouble legally. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I keep going back to using my writer's mind. The fact that even if Rock lives, I don't really like that. I have a problem with that because they said Kanan has no living relatives. So if she does live and becomes state witness or whatever it is, however the way they keep her, that also to me doesn't make sense about his comment. Because if she's in a state witness, there's no way he can go see her. That they wouldn't let a convict of all people who just got out of jail come see a witness that's in WITSAT. They just wouldn't do it. So that line doesn't make sense if she's a witness. The fact that Ghost and Tommy didn't even react to Kanan talking about seeing his moms, that, what I'm saying? So they had to, if she lives, they had to at least know about her, so even if she lives and goes to jail before he meets them, let's just say, they had to at least know about her. So it's going to be interesting to see how they try to write their way out of this. But, to me, they kind of just put themselves in a bad position by not thinking that you could just retcon stuff under people's noses. And they should know by now, the Power Universe fans are very, very savvy. Like, they're very sharp. Like, they've paid attention all of these years to, because you have the Power shows, you have the after shows with Courtney Kemp running her mouth all the time. Then you got, interviews with Courtney Kemp running her mouth and, telling backstories and things like that. And that sticks with people. It sticks with them. And you figure she's the creator of the whole universe, of the Power universe. So why wouldn't what she say is true? And we already know we're the ones that bring you guys the original plan because we know through our sources that a lot of these things are a certain way and then they change, you know? So, but changing something like that under our noses to me feels a little insulting, honestly. But, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really have much to add on it. You guys, for the ones that are watching on the replay, whenever you can sound off in the comments. I didn't like the whole and again, if Marvin was going to die, I would much rather seen a different circumstance, mainly because of the whole thing with Juke.
Yeah.
The guy comes into the church. It's like Marvin, he caught Marvin slipping in the church, but Marvin is like, didn't go for his gun. I'm sure Marvin had a gun on him.
Yeah, I mean, Marvin is his spirit. He has pretty much accepted it at that point. That's why he said, "Oh, for real? You here to do that? Okay." That's why he put the smoke up, and he just said, "Yeah." Remember, Marvin has pretty much accepted that. He said, "Yo, we're not, we aged out of the game. We're marks now. Like the streets ain't ours no more." You know what I mean? He said that to her, and she's in denial. Rock is in denial right now. She's still thinking she got a chance to do something. And like you said, even though I thought it was a waste of time, that was probably a last ditch effort of her trying to get in touch, trying to grab Unique. Unique is out of town. He left the city.
He said he
You
left
know
New
what I'm
York
saying?
and never come back.
Yeah, coming back. So it's like, what are you doing? Like, nobody's
Well,
fucking with you. She went
right.
back to the other nigga that they had that they had hemmed up who had him begging for
He
his
was
life.
like, you have a nerve. You lucky I ain't put a bullet in your head.
Yeah. And he said, I'm a piss on your grave. Straight up. He said, I'm piss on your
That's
grave.
why
You good as dead.
She may feel as though, you know what, I don't have no other option, so I'm gonna have to snitch. The only way I stay alive. But then the whole unconditional love thing don't really make no sense.
Yeah.
All of this stuff with Kanan, like Marvin's dead, and to me, he was right when he said you didn't really care much about me and Lou. Look, when you think back and look at, the only time that she showed that she cared about Lou was when she took him to the rehab, and then she came up there and they had that one talk where she showed up at his not AAA meeting or whatever and saw him graduate. That was like the only time she showed any sort of love for Lou. All the other times she was demeaning him, sunning him. Marvin, she was always had some, until he finally told her about herself and in this season. But Marvin, it was time for Marvin to grieve. Oh, we ain't got time for that, Marvin. Marvin was clearly hurting from not having his brother. You say F the business, no, F the business, F you, Marvin, because this, that, and that. All she care about, get paid. Oh, I'm gonna get you paid. Oh, we're gonna get paid. Oh, move this work. Like that's all. That's why he had said that at the end. And no matter how much she stops and sits and listens, it just goes in one ear and out the other. She's still, you sit here, you see everything falling apart. Instead of having some sort of, humility, everybody's bet against me, lost. So it don't look like they're gonna lose this time. You're not gonna beat all these. I'm sorry, you're not gonna beat all these people.
So before we wrap it up, next week they have Juke obviously reads the letter, so she gets the money because you see her reading the letter, which was in the suitcase. So she gets the money.
So she didn't pull a strap in nobody's house. So I guess that's next week. I don't know who she's going to kill.
Who? Rock?
No, they didn't have that scene. There's a scene where Jukebox pulls a gun on somebody in a house. That never happened. So I don't know whether they just leave that out or
they took it out. But I'm trying to look over here. Yeah, Marvin's laying in the casket, so that's definitely who he's looking at. Is because they have that shot of Marvin laying in the casket.
This piece of garbage going to the funeral. Wow.
Yeah.
Acting like he's sad.
Yeah. So now you got shots of Breeze shooting something. Who is he shooting? Who's left to shoot? So it's like, I mean, maybe at this point they decide this is probably where Breeze and Kanan decide to take everybody else out because now the snapping pops is off the board. They might be the ones to take out Stefano.
Stefano. Yeah. Hold on.
Yeah.
Let me take a look at this. Hold on. Ridiculous.
And then so Flossie is in next episode, but she says something about families being complicated.
She's gonna probably get taken out. I'm telling you, she's gonna probably. Because what would be the reason of her being the next
She's
episode?
talking to Juke. Yeah, why is she talking to Juke? She says families that can be complicated, and Juke says, "Not my family." And there's a scene with her. She's sitting there talking. She's sitting there talking with Stefano again. What is that all about? Unless she's gonna say, maybe she's gonna come to Stefano and say that, now they're coming for you or something like that to try to turn him against Kanan and Breeze. I don't know.
Again, like I
there's
said,
a shot of Juke. There's a shot of Juke crying, reading the letter.
This shit got me tight.
Yeah. Oh, and so you're talking about Rock being in someone's house? Is that what you're talking about?
No. There was a scene where Jukebox pulled a gun on somebody and looked like she was gonna kill him. They've been showing this. This was
And Rock is killing
somebody.
somebody.
Like a trailer. They've been showing this in like a trailer. I'll have to go back.
That wasn't in this trailer that they just showed. So, but Rock shooting somebody laying on the ground. Who is left to kill? Who's left to kill?
She must be killing. Yeah. She has to be killing either Stefano. I feed the guy. She's not killing the dude that said he's gonna piss on her grave because he's in Origins. So she ain't killing him. Let me see.
Even when you ain't got shit left, tell yourself it ain't over. That you can get back what got lost. But the shit that matters most, your heart, your soul, they're gone. And they're gone for good.
Everything I ever been and everything I ever thought I was gonna be is gone.
Families are complicated.
Not my family. They always been simple.
Put her out of our misery.
I ain't going out like that.
I don't want to live forever. I just want to die last.
We can't fix all that wrong shit. It's too late for all that. We can't fix all that wrong shit.
Yeah. I don't know where she's at. Look at this place. Maybe that's Flossie. Maybe she's killing Flossie.
Might be killing Flossie. To kill Flossie really makes no sense at all. The only thing she did was cut you off unless she's going to kill Pino. I mean, I mean, Flossie looked like
No,
her place.
Flossie's house looked better than that, though. Yeah, this place this almost looked like Bree's place, but not with those paintings, though. That's what I'm saying. Look at that painting on that wall. You know what I'm saying? That's somebody. That's the Last Supper. Look like, what is that on the wall? That painting.
Unless it's Flossie's bedroom. We haven't seen her bedroom. That's just look at that little TV. That ain't Flossie's house. Little TV like that. That looks like somebody like Pino Bernard. He might have a little television like that. That looks like who else could it possibly be? I don't think she would kill. Let's watch it again. Like, this is. Hold on. I'm just so small.
Yeah.
Even when you ain't got shit left, tell yourself it ain't over. That you can get back what got lost. But the shit that matters most, your heart, your soul, they're gone. And they're gone for good. Oh,
that was the first shot right there.
They're gone.
Now, wait a minute. Now that could be the house.
No, I mean, that's the same house. That's the same house because the paintings and stuff behind there. I think that's the same house.
We have to go back to Flossie's house and see if there's a painting there. More than likely, they won't show that because they know everybody be able to pick. They would have that blacked out because they know Power fans go back and match up spots.
Mm-hmm. Stuff like that, paintings and stuff on the wall. This is not no niggas. This is somebody. It's gonna either be one of those Italians or Flossie. Don't see what's the point of killing Flossie.
Gonna kill Rock to get even if she finds out Kanan did it. But if she don't find it, then she'll never know that Kanan did it. I don't think she would think that Rock would kill Marvin. Like, there's really no reason for Rock to kill Marvin. Unless they try to make it seem as though
no. Well, she said Jukebox gonna kill Rock to get even if she finds out Kanan did it. Yeah. So meaning to get even with Kanan, killing Rock. To get even with Kanan. Like, you killed my father, so I'm gonna kill your mother type deal. But I don't think she's going to kill Rock. I just don't think she's going to. Because even yeah, I don't think she's gonna kill her, especially Rock.
Now Tupac
can't
feel
like didn't kill him. She just came to Rock and told her that.
The mic is real muffled. It's like now. But yeah, I hope that I hope that ain't what's happening. Now they're gonna have Jukebox after she just came to Rock and said, I know you didn't kill Snap and Pop.
No, Famous. She said Famous.
I know you didn't kill Famous. So here's another thing. Okay, what about Crystal? Nobody cares about Crystal no more. It's like even up until last season, he goes and talks to Crystal's father. So that just went in nothing. I guess he's not going to decide who killed Crystal.
No, I told you she avenged both of them by killing Snap and Pop.
Right, but she said you killed Famous. She didn't say.
She just didn't know. Yeah, they didn't even ask about Crystal.
Oh no,
So I'm saying Kanan.
they're lying to you. They're lying to you. Oh, okay, maybe it wasn't you. It wasn't me. Maybe it wasn't you. Like maybe it wasn't y'all. I don't know who it is. So, but then my point is, why did you go kill Marvin? That's the thing. You said you were going to kill Rock, and y'all ain't really got beef like that. So why did you go kill Marvin? Like you said you wasn't gonna kill Marvin. He said you got beef with old boy. I'll put down Rock. And then he said, no, I don't really got beef with Marvin like that.
Right. But he didn't say he wouldn't kill him. He just said, he didn't say he wouldn't kill him. He just said he was just correcting Breeze because Breeze said, I could take Rock because, you got more reason to kill your uncle because he slapped you around. But he's like, I don't even have beef with him like that. But he didn't say that he wouldn't do it. And remember, he said, I'm going to handle this shit for me. I'm doing this for me. I ain't doing it because they told me to. You kind of are, but that's fine. Yeah, here we go again with Power pushing that narrative of, I got to kill you because you in my way type shit. I'm doing this for me bullshit. That never works out.
But anyway,
that's that.
We'll see. I'm to be honest with you, I was more amped for this week to see. Now that I know Marvin's going, I'm not even really all that amped to see from Rock. I get it from the trailers and I don't think Rock's gonna die. I think she's gonna end up either using that get out of jail free card and telling on Stefano. She's gonna kill somebody. I think it's dumb to kill Flossie, but this thing here looks like I'd have to go back and check and make sure, see if there's any paintings like that out in Flossie's other area.
See, to me, the problem is there's nobody left to really kill, meaning we already know that Kanan, Breeze, Jukebox, and Jarita all make it out. You know what I'm saying? We know they all make it out because we know who killed. We don't know what happens to Jarita. I mean, we know Jarita is still alive. She was alive at the end of OG Power. So she doesn't die. We know who kills Kanan. We know who kills Juke at the end of the day. And we know who kills Breeze. But nobody in this show does that. So they all make it out. So the only people left on the board is Flossie, Pino, and Stefano. And that other guy, I mean, he's kind of like, inconsequential unless he's just I feed or whatever. But once again, what is he's to me? It's like, okay, he ain't fucking with you no more, so you're gonna kill him. Okay, fine, but I don't know. It just makes Rock look. It makes Rock look right. It makes Rock look more.
Now you're gonna kill him. You're not going to. You're not getting. You're still not going to win at the end of the day if you kill all your plugs. You still can't move the work
unless she's going around trying to kill people that Kanan and them are working with, trying to mess up their job. I don't know what she's doing. At this point, she's being delusional. And they got her spiraling. She's spiraling. So, I don't know. But anyway, y'all leave your comments in the comments section, and we will we'll come back next week and figure out how this, see if they can finally stick the landing.
Said they
have that has to be Stefano house. Stefano gotta go before something happens to Rock. Yeah, I mean, but why in that scene is she sitting there talking to Stefano? Like, what? I thought they were done. How many times is he gonna sit down with her?
Wait a minute.
They're supposedly done. Yeah. Yes, in this trailer. She's sitting there, and Stefano is in the background, and then it comes into focus. He's right there. She's probably talking to her lawyer right there, I guess. But after this,
That's Pino.
I know that. Keep going. Right there. She's sitting there, and he comes into focus and everything. She's sitting there talking to him.
Maybe she's saying, who's this? Who's that? The head on the head, like, oh, that's Jude reading the letter.
Yeah. And then that's her and Kanan talking. It looks like he's talking to her. And now she's killing somebody. Like, come on, man. There's nobody left of importance to kill. That's what was bugging me out. So,
yes,
I don't know.
Bronson is obviously talking to her at Marvin's funeral.
Yeah. I guess so. Yeah.
What she
So
mean?
that-
Not, whatever. All right. We'll catch you on next week. Y'all let us know down in the comments what you thought about the show. Are you happy with the show? Or not too many people are gonna be happy that Marvin's gone, and especially not the way it happened. You know, another Tariq shooting ghost type moment. So other than that, leave your thoughts, comments, theories in the comment section.
Comment section. All right. Peace.